Hey, it's Alyssa with Lawsuit Tracker. Here's everything you need to know about the Roundup lawsuit. So Roundup is a name brand herbicide, kills weeds and plants, and most products contain glyphosate, which is the active ingredient, and that's what's really the focus. So the allegations are that the manufacturer, who's now Bayer, used to be Monsanto, knew or should have known that their product Roundup contained an active ingredient that has the potential to cause cancer. The main injuries in this lawsuit are non-hodgkins lymphoma, multiple myeloma, hairy cell leukemia, B-cell lymphoma, but we have a full list on our website, lawsuittracker.org. This is still an active lawsuit. People are still filing against Bayer. This is both a federal and state level litigation. So the federal lawsuit is out of the Northern District of California. There have been settlements. It's MDL, multi-district litigation, number 2741. But there have also been a lot of lawsuits and some settlements in state courts across the country too. So depending on which law firm you work with, they'll kind of look at your case, if you qualify, and then see where they think you'd best be filed. There have been some huge wins for the plaintiffs. For example, John McKivinson was diagnosed with non-hodgkins lymphoma after using Roundup for 2 decades. He alleged that the weed killer was the cause of his cancer, and he was awarded $2.25 billion by a jury in Philadelphia Court of Common Pleas. The award was later reduced to $400 million. Both parties said they would appeal, but either way, huge important victory for the plaintiffs in this Roundup litigation. In total, over 100,000 claims have been filed against Bayer in state and federal courts, and over 4,300 lawsuits remain in the federal MDL pending, and in 2020, Bayer paid nearly $11 billion to settle approximately 75% of these pending cases. Despite these settlements, individuals who were diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma after being exposed to Roundup are encouraged to seek legal recourse. These lawsuits are moving quickly, but there is still time to file, so if you or a loved one used Roundup regularly, this is usually looking at farmers, landscapers, but in some cases also just residential use, and then you were diagnosed with one of the cancers on our website, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma being the main injury for this litigation. Check out our website, see if you qualify, and then if you do, your attorney will decide, if you're going to be in the federal, state level. They'll kind of take a look. There are different damages that people can sue for, some of those being medical bills, lost wages, future treatments, loss of future earning capacity, pain and suffering, funeral and burial costs if you are filing on behalf of a loved one that passed, out-of-pocket expenses, and punitive damages. Typically what has to happen is you will prove that you've been using Roundup. Sometimes that's through receipts, sometimes that's if you're a farmer, that's easier to prove. Sometimes people, if they're using it residentially, they'll have to sign an affidavit, and then your medical records, of course, as proof of injury, and then that's also how they'll pull different expenses that they can try to sue for, that you can get compensation. The deadline for filing is going to vary state to state based off statute of limitations. So you'd want to check out to see what your statute of your state is. But sometimes there are discovery rules. So if you want to skip all that and just see if you qualify, you can do that on our website and talk to somebody and see if this is something you can move forward with. Average settlement amounts have ranged pretty widely, anywhere from $5,000 and $250,000 and more, $11 billion of global settlements, and then of course that one case that went to court and was awarded $2.25 billion and then reduced to $400 million, which is still an unbelievable amount of money. But yeah, that is kind of the overview. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Check out our website at lawsuittracker.org, and thank you so much.